the chapel servant, Martha Winters Abel from Hopedale, to introduce the session with a prayer and a little memory of how the music has been important in her life and the life of the community. So we'll listen to Martha now.
Hi, my name is Martha Winters Abel. I'm from Hopedale, Labrador, and I would like to introduce the beginning of this lovely stuff that you're doing on music, and I'll begin with a prayer.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, I thank you
so
for this beautiful
I don't
day,
see it in the
a day that we give thanks to you for all that you have done for us. I ask, Lord, for your presence in our little meeting today, and bless all the people who are doing this wonderful work on the music. In God's Father's name we pray. Amen. I grew up with a family of very church-going people, and my grandmother and my grandfather and my mom and my dad were chapel servants, and of course I followed in their footsteps. And the most we used to go to church every Sunday, and I remember when we were little girls, we were listening to the music. Our Uncle Nathan Frida, he played the pipe organ, and right behind at the end of the church, there were violin players and cello players and choir, and on special occasions, the brass band used to play. He used to go up to the steeple, especially at Easter, into the steeple and wake everybody up with the sound of the wonderful music that we have missed so much since we lost our instruments in the fire, and all the bass players, the players of the brass band, played at special occasions like 50th birthday. They go to their house early in the morning and play in front of their house so that they could celebrate the day. And every time there was a boat that came here, from our first boat that came carrying passenger boat and freight boat, they used to come in. Old man William Norfolk used to go to the point, right at the point, and there was a flagpole there, and every time the boat was doing, he would go and put up a flag to welcome the boat coming in, and then the brass band would be there at the dock to play their music as well. And any kind of dignitaries that came in, they used to play brass band, and it's too bad we lost it, but it was a wonderful time growing up in my childhood, and it's I often think of it. And when we had Tom Gordon come to Hopedale with a brass band and Easter time, it brought back wonderful memories. And one of the players went up into the steeple, and they played there, and we went to. Then they went to houses, played in front of houses, and people were just gathering around just to remember all the wonderful music we had. And the choir we had was really, really good too. Those old music, the tunes, the notes of the old music, and we have a choir now, but we wouldn't be able to do what they did. We had a wonderful choir, and it was worth going to church just to listen to all the music that was played in our choir and our players. And there were violins and trumpets and the cello. Cello is still there in the church. It's put in the museum now, though. And our pipe organ is still there, but we don't use it. And we still go to church though and listen to. We still play our old music, and of course, during COVID, it's been something else. So I pray that this will be over soon, so we continue to play our music and sing our music in church.
Thank you, Martha, for sharing those memories with us, and for helping us to open this session with a prayerful thought. This, of course, was an initiative that was begun from the Moravian Church, and it has a great deal to do with keeping those traditions very much alive. And the core of that tradition, of course, is singing together. And so we wanted to start this evening by singing together a hymn that I think we all know. That's Si Vuli Loret. And Vinnie Italic has very kindly recorded it for us so that we can sing along with her wonderful soprano voice. Now, if we had screen sharing, I would be able to post the words right up there for you. But you should be able to, many of you, I'm sure, know it. And some of you will have it nearby. We're going to ask Michelle to cue up the recording. And sadly, I'm going to have to ask everybody, even though I want you to sing with your full voice and all your soul and all your spirit, I'm going to have to ask you to mute your microphone because of the fact that the synchronization won't work. So we'll sing along with Binny, but we're going to sing loudly and boisterously and joyfully in our own rooms. Okay, Michelle, can you cue that up for us?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Si voli laurit, Isusi ifit, inut simi ubahulu, malihu magivabdihit, Tasi utikut ilakilamut Uhumay tukut Biut sahupta Suhu sihu iti divut Uhu aku nata tafa Apku tilinut Mani aming mat
Thank you so much, Vinny. That took me back to the Nain Church and all the wonderful memories of participating and singing hymns there. So despite our technical difficulties, I think we're off to a good start. I could see a lot of enthusiastic singing even if I couldn't hear you. As we get started now, I wanted to ask Diantha just to run through a quick set of protocols that'll make it easier for us to work together in this new format. So Diantha, do you want to give us a few hints on how to make the best of this experience?
I'll do my best. So please mute your microphones when you're not speaking. This will help everyone to clearly hear the instructor, and it will help everybody to hear you better as well when it's your turn to speak. So the microphone can be found to the right of the camera button down at the bottom of your screen. So if you can click on that so that there is a line through it, that means you're muted. Let's all unmute our microphones now, and we'll all say our names at the same time. I'm going to count to 3. Everybody unmute. 1, 2, 3. Deanna.
That was a wonderful kickoff.
That was great. Okay, now please mute your microphone again. Thank you. All right. Let's have a look now at how we can enlarge I'm hoping this will work. If you scroll using your mouse or your touchpad, just hover over, if you see my face, hover over the picture and you'll see two little arrows pointing out. And if you click those arrows, it will make my video bigger. This can be helpful when the instructor is speaking, or hopefully sharing a piece of sheet music, or to look at the keyboard. Please use headphones or earbuds if it's possible. It'll make it easier for you to hear and easier for everyone to hear you. It's not necessary, but it is recommended. Set your computer or mobile device on a stable surface like a kitchen table. This will help keep your video stable, which uses up less internet bandwidth and results in a smoother connection. If you have any questions about anything, please find the question thread in our Facebook group. It is posted as an announcement, so it should be near the top of the page. It's also a topic. Popular topics in posts can be found on the right side of the group's homepage. And if it's not there, you can see popular topics in posts at the top underneath the group's cover photo. You'll find the questions thread and other topics there. That thread will be monitored by our colleagues Daniel and Anna, and they will post their answers in a timely fashion. And please remember that there is no such thing as a stupid question. We are all in this together, and we are here to support one another. Others are most likely wondering the same thing, but are too afraid to ask the question. So the one who actually asks the stupid question is doing a favor for everybody else in the group. If you haven't already watched the video that Michelle posted of me talking about how to use Facebook Rooms and to set up your keyboard, please check it out. There are some other important tips there that can make our workshop the best experience. There's also a video that Michelle made to help you find your way around this group, so check that out when you have time. And again, thank you so much for your participation and your patience and understanding as we take this journey together. Nakamik.
Nakamik Diantha. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes with our first opportunities to play the keyboard. But before we do, we just wanted to make sure that everybody in this big virtual room had been introduced. And I think most of everybody on the coast knows one another. But I'd like to do a quick kind of round, or let's say up the coast or down the coast, with everybody here just to say hello, who you are, and if you want to give a kind of 30-second introduction to yourself, maybe what it is about music in your life that's really important. We want to have a chance to say hello to everybody, but we also want to save as much time as we can to be playing on the keyboards. So we're going to start in Makhovik, and I'm going to ask John and Joan if they'd like to say hello to everybody, and then maybe introduce somebody else who's on the call from Makhovik.
Okay. Hi, I'm Joan Anderson, and John's there with me. I'm not sure. I see Don is here from Makhovik. I'm not sure if Susanna is.
I think both Don and Susanna are here. Yeah.
Okay.
Don?
And Liz Evans Mitchell. She was going to try and join from Happy Valley.
Okay. We don't see her tonight, but I'm sure we'll see her soon.
No. Okay.
And I know that, John, you're the choir master.
My name is Don.
Yep. Hi, Don.
Oh. Hi, sorry. I never was a part of the Moravian Church until I moved here in 2001, and I just really enjoyed the music, and it's like one big family. So that's my reason for trying to learn.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure in a matter of a small amount of time you'll be able to contribute as well. Susanna, I know you're somewhere on the call. Do you want to say hello? Have we lost Susanna? We might have. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll catch her back. Kelly, do you want to say hello to some of the folks in Hopedale?
Absolutely. And this time last year I was in Hopedale. I'm so sad. I've been to up to the coast for 12 years in a row. This is the first year in 12 years I haven't been there, and it's really sad for me. So I'm hoping I can get there as soon as possible. So I'm going to ask, how about Miss Nicole, if you start off?
Hi everyone, Nicole, and I'm going to try to look up at the camera and not stare at my little square while I'm talking. Here we go. Nicole here from Hopedale, and I play organ in the church here, and I'm really super excited to be a part of the project for sure. And this is brand new territory. I have so much to learn, and taking part in the technology piece is amazing. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Nicole. And I think Jennifer is there on the call.
I'm here.
Hi.
Let me see. I'm from New Brunswick, and I've been in Hopedale teaching for 19 years. Music has really helped me find my place in the community here. I help out with the church playing the organ when Nicole's not in town, and I co-direct the choir at ACMS. So this is a really exciting opportunity for me to be able to be a part of.
Thanks, Jennifer. And is Vanessa on the call?
Hi.
Hi.
It's Vanessa from Hopedale. I don't know what else to say. I'm shy.
It's okay to be
Thanks,
shy.
Vanessa. It's okay to be shy. And I think I also see Reuben and Nicholas.
Hello, I'm Nicholas, and this is my dad, Reuben. And we're from Hopedale, and we're really excited to be taking part in this event. There's so much to learn, and it's an honor to be here. Nakuminga ilunasi.
Thank you. And I think Kira is also on the call.
Hi.
Hi, Kara. We're really glad you're here. And I think the last person from Hopedale that's here on the call is Bianca. Hi.
Hi, Bianca.
It's amazing.
Thanks
to
for
see
joining
everybody.
us. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, take it away, Tom.
Okay, and we have some really good friends and great musicians on the call as well from Nain. And so let's all say hello to Darlene. Hi, Darlene. Are you going to say hi back?
Hi guys. Hi Tom. Good to see you again.
Great to see you.
I'm one of the brass band members. Thanks to Tom and our teachers for helping us revive that. Learning about the keyboard and the music, I'm hopeful that I will be able to keep up, and we have only a few more pianists that can play in our church. So hopefully the people playing from here, like myself and Binny, her daughter Binky, and Caleb, is going to help support our church in any other way. Thank you.
Thanks. And let's say hello and a big thank you to Binny, who opened up this evening with the singing. Hi, Binny. Hello. Okay, I think
we can't hear you, Ben.
We can't hear you, Benny. No, I can't see her either. She may have stepped away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
We can
Hi,
hear you
Benny.
now.
Hi.
Benny, you've got a
I'm
long. Go ahead.
yeah, I got a long history, family history with music with the Moravian Church. I'm a soprano in the choir. My mother was a soprano, so was my grandmother. And my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather were all part of Moravian music going through the years. Maybe even before that, I don't know. But yeah, so music is big part of my family. And just to prove it, Bink is here too, who's way more musical than I am. But yeah, I used to, my grandfather tried to teach me the organ when I was younger, but I don't know, it wasn't cool thing to do, I guess, back then. But yeah, I'm excited to learn something new.
That's great, and I know, Benny, that in Nain you're going to make it cool to play the organ. That's great, and as Benny mentioned, joining us from Nain will be Caleb Obed and also Binky Anderson. So we also have a couple of people who are affiliated with the Happy Valley Goose Bay Church, and one of those I can see right now on my screen is Sabina Hunter. Let's say hi to Sabina. Hi. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I think can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I was fortunate that my dad served in Makkovik, Hopedale, and Nain, so I know a lot of people here, which is nice to see. It's good to see you all. And my first memory after we came back from Baffin Island was Easter in Nain, and it was Dad's first time serving Easter services in Nain, and the choir came to the house at 5:30 in the morning before sunrise service and woke us up. The choir woke us up, and the band, brass band, came right into the house. So it was a big old wake up call. So I mean, it was really good, and it just made me love the music more. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. And we have one other person from the Happy Valley Goose Bay congregation who's joining us all the way from New Brunswick, and that's Linda Saunders McLean. Let's say hi to Linda.
Hey, everybody. So the reason why I decided that I want to be a part of this is because Happy Valley is struggling because there is no music there. Well, there is no organist there anymore. We had 3 at one time. No, there's nobody. So I thought that this would be a really nice idea for me to learn. I don't know how well I do, but I'm willing to give it a try. And it's nice to see everybody from Labrador, all over Labrador. So hopefully I'll be able to play in the Moravian Church, make people happy again. So it's good to see everybody. Thank you for offering this. It's really good.
Thank you, Linda. And I'm sure that you will be able to contribute to the music in the church when you get back to Goose Bay as we move through.
I was in the choir for quite a while, and of course there's no choir either, so it's gone down a lot there. I'm hoping that we can bring that back again.
That'd be great. Absolutely great. And I think you'll see a number of faces, or you've heard from several of us here who are on the kind of St. John's team, and I wanted to make sure you got to know who everybody was, because we'll be working with you this weekend in the weeks ahead. So I'm going to start with the most important person on the team and the person who's the busiest right now, and that's Michelle Lacour. Michelle is an audio engineer and a computer whiz and a troubleshooter par excellence. And I hope she's not off solving another problem. Are you here, Michelle?
I'm here. Hi, I'm here. Hello. Nice to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry for the hiccups there at the start of the call, but I don't think that that's going to get in the way of the brilliant instruction here. I'm so happy to be involved. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Michelle. And we also have two current students from the School of Music who are going to be helping us not only tonight, but through the whole course. They're going to be point people who are going to be responding to all of your questions. They're going to be at the other end of the messenger all the time. So they're going to be great resources. And those two people are Daniel and Anna. So Daniel, do you want to say hello?
I don't think Daniel's here right now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Daniel was having trouble with his computer earlier.
Okay. All right. Is Anna here?
Hello, I'm Anna. I'm here. Daniel had to run off to another rehearsal, but so yes, so we are both. Well, I'm a second-year voice student at the Munn School of Music, and I'm from Bay Roberts, an hour outside of St. John's. And Daniel sent me a message and said, say something about him. So he's doing his second degree of his music education degree. He convocated from his undergrad last year, and he plays the cello. And we're both very excited to be here.
Thanks, Anna. And as I said, both Anna and Daniel are going to be available to respond to all kinds of questions, not only during these sessions, but also in between them as well. So they're going to be great help, and I'm sure you'll enjoy working with them. Now, we're going to move on to some people I'm sure you do know, starting with Kelly Walsh, who's been the director of the Pan Labrador Choir for, 12 years now?
Yeah.
And has, not only a great friend to Labrador, but a wonderful musician. Kelly, let's say hello.
I'm so excited to be here and to get to know even more people and get to work with everybody. I'd love to share with you that I would say in my 30 years of making music, my most special experience was in Labrador when I was part of the group that went down with the choir and the brass group and the strings, that we spent Easter on the coast and celebrating and learning from everybody and singing the music. And it's left a really special place in my heart, and I'm so glad to get to hear the music again and to get to see the sheets again. And also my role in this project is going to be helping people learn how to read music, and so I'm really, those people who want to learn, I'm really excited about that. So I'm so glad to be here.
Okay, and we're really glad you're here too, Kelly. Also with us tonight and through the whole program is Canada's wonderful operatic soprano, Diantha Edmonds. Diantha's family is from Hopedale, so she's got long connections to the coast. And Diantha, we're really happy to have you with us through this. Why don't you say hello?
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm here in St. John's. My late father, Albert, grew up in Hopedale, and he always told our family about the wonderful music in the community and the church when he was growing up. So it's very meaningful to me to be involved in this project. So I'm really privileged to be able to go on this journey with you. We know that Labrador Inuit are so gifted musically. It is in our ancestry. So we're gonna get through this together and make some wonderful music. I'm a classical singer, music teacher. I write songs and poetry, and I've performed in lots of different places, but when people ask me my most memorable performance, I get really emotional because it was in Hopedale when we were there in the fall of 2015 for the launch of the Piliriput Inuit CD. And it was my first time in Hopedale, and I got to meet so many wonderful people and to sing in the beautiful Moravian church there. And there was a love feast afterwards, and it was just a really warm, welcoming experience that was very special to me, and I will never forget. So thank you for allowing us to do this work with you. Nakumik.
Nakumik, Diantha. Now, Susanna, we've been saying hello to everybody who's on the call, and we missed you earlier. Would you like to say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself? Susanna?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
My name is Susanna Jarcy. I'm from McColvic, Labrador. I was born here and raised. I'm working with curriculum development in the Initiative program at the school, working from home right now. And I just got the Alesis keyboard there on Saturday or Sunday. And I was like two or 3 hours at it yesterday, and I loved it.
That's wonderful. Well, we'll give you lots more to do on it over the next few nights. Finally, I think many of you know me. I'm Tom Gordon. I'm a retired administrator at Memorial University, and it was my tremendous privilege to be able to visit Labrador for the first time, the North Coast, about 20 years ago. And ever since then, I've been lucky to work with the musicians and to grow to learn more about the wonderful tradition of music that you have. It's been one of the greatest privileges of my life. Like Kelly, I can share that probably the most moving musical experience I ever had was New Year's Eve at midnight in the Name Church in 2011. When, as those of you who know that tradition will remember, the organ plays as loud as it possibly can, the rifles are shot off, the bell rings, and we have this wonderful celebration of being together through music as part of creating a wonderful community, and I felt very privileged to be part of that. Now, there's one more person here that we need to introduce, and he's going to be guiding us through all of the fun that we're going to have tonight and the music that we're going to make together. And this is David Bewley. David is an organist, an exceptionally fine organist, and a professor of music education at Memorial University. And David, why don't you add a few words and then take us on our adventures for tonight.
Thank you, Natamik Tom. I'm so privileged to be here, and I just wanted to say that some of my most profound memories of music are making music in church. I've been singing in churches since I was 4 years old, and my mom didn't have anyone to look after me, so she taught me to choir practice, and I've been there ever since singing, which is a great way to start. And I'm very grateful to be able to be here and to be able to participate in this way. I remember this afternoon that the very last place I got to travel to was Hopedale. I was there last year with Miss Kelly, and I had such a marvelous time and such an enriching experience. And again, I'd like to be able to go back to a marvelous place on the coast and visit the other places. We're very honored that you've welcomed us into your homes and into your hearts, and so thank you for taking this journey. And it's a great privilege to be part of this journey. This is a marvelous tradition of music. I have been privileged to be able to attend Moravian services and have always loved the music and the really warm community that's established through that music, and it's a very important tradition. So I'm very honored to be able to bring something to that and maybe pass on something that you can then pass on to others. It's never too late to learn. The marvelous thing about music is that the very young and the very old can all learn at the same time, and that's what we're seeing today. It's really incredible to have someone like Kira in the screen, and to have someone who's having a 73rd birthday, at least I know, is coming up somewhere along the way. That's Mr. Tom Gordon eventually. So we've got a wonderful range of age, and we're all going to be able to do marvelous things. So I'm going to invite you to find a way to feel that you can be in the screen, and I'm going to play a couple of games with you to get our bodies going. We're kind of used to being huddled, so I'd love you to just take a nice stretch and see if you can get yourself far into the screen. So you're kind of filling it up in some way. Maybe you can reach toward it and be huge in your camera. That would be really fun. And just kind of stretch that. Stretch toward the camera, maybe with your right hand. And then stretch toward the camera with your left hand. And then stretch away from the camera with your right hand, as far away as you can get. Maybe you can touch the back wall, exactly, Nicholas. And then as far away as you can get with your left hand. Wonderful. And then just kind of wiggle your shoulders, because we can get kind of tense, and especially when sometimes the technology is a little wired, we can get a little tense. So we want to feel very relaxed. It's very important when playing any musical instrument to feel absolutely that it's the most beautiful thing that you're doing, and it's not going to hurt you. It's going to make you feel great, and we should always feel great. So I'd invite you to, while you're learning all these things about the keyboard and music reading, that if you find yourself getting tense, just take a stop, take a breath, and know that you can return to a calm that will help enormously in your learning. So we have in music a marvelous connection of sound. And one of the things that we're going to be thinking about is when something is the same or when something is different. So I'm going to play it, because in music there are lots of times when we do the same thing and then for a while we'll do something different, and then we might do the same thing again. So just be keeping in mind same or different. So let's play a little game. If I play two sounds and they're the same, can you do this? And if they're different, can you do that? Okay, so here we go. Here's my first two sounds. Sound number one. Sound number two. Same or different? And everybody put your fingers up in the screen so we can actually see that. That's good. Let's make sure it's up in the camera. Fantastic. Let me play two more sounds. Oh, somebody else is playing sounds. It's going to be my sounds. Here we go. My first sound. Second sound. Same or different? Exactly, they're different. Well done. Okay, fantastic. Let me play a set of sounds now. So I'm going to play two sounds and then two more sounds. Is the first set the same as the second, or is it different than the second? Here's the first set. Set number two. Same or different? If you're not too sure, you can look in the screen and see what other people think. That's kind of fun to do. Well done. Okay. And sometimes it's hard to tell, especially in this environment, but you're doing wonderfully. That's fantastic. Let me play two more sets of sounds that are the same or different. First set. Second set. Same or different? Yay! All right, you guys are brilliant. Fantastic. So let's do one more of these games. First set. Second set. And I've already seen people have figured out that they are different. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask a slightly different version of that game now. They're different because they are playing different pitches, but I'm going to do it slightly different way. First set. Oh, that's hard to do. That doesn't work. Back up. I'll sing it. First set. Ya, 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 ya. Second set. Ya, 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 ya. Same or different? You're doing so well. What was the same about that is that the rhythm is the same. Whereas when I played it before, the rhythm was the same, but the pitches were different. So now we're going to play a little bit with some of that stuff for the sake of our continuing games. Can you take your right hand, please? We need fingers to play the keyboard. And so in keyboard playing, we give the fingers numbers to kind of help us know where to place them, which fingers to place where. So if you're holding your hand up to the screen, your thumb is finger number 1. Doesn't make much sense because a thumb isn't a finger, it's a thumb. But we give it in keyboard world number 1. So wave number 1 at me, please. That's good. And we want to be sure that these and so for some, that might be something you don't do very often, and you'll want to get your muscles to be happy. So waving from finger number 1. Can you wave finger number 2 now? That can just kind of bend there. Cool. All right. And that may be just a little harder for some of us, but they'll get easier. Like anything else, we learn by doing it. So a good little practice in the morning is, can I bend finger number 1? And then bend finger number 2. Now let's try this. Can you bend finger number 5 all by itself? Does anybody find that a little harder? Sometimes that's a little tricky. Try bending now finger number 4 all by itself. And that's great. I'm seeing some great 4th fingers. Marvelous. If you're finding that that's a little troublesome to do, it's because there is only really one set of muscles for these 2 fingers, and the muscles actually start way up in here. And if you can get a bit of independence, that's good. So something to practice is just waving finger number 4 and finger number 5. Let's try that. Just wiggle them out at me. And you can say hello to a friend in the screen, somebody from a different community, perhaps. Very good. And that leaves the middle finger. And so let's just wave that 3rd finger at each other. It's probably the longest one you have, and that's kind of fun to do. So fingers are going to be very important to us. Something that might help us is to be sure to stretch and make the fingers nice and supple. So what I do before I start to play is to take my right hand and take my fingers in my left hand and just do this in between. It sort of helps to stretch out the skin in there, and that makes life a little better later on. And so a nice slow stretch. And the reason for that is that our bodies are made of this skin and then something called fascia that covers our whole bodies. And very frequently, if we don't move a lot, the fascia becomes kind of solid, so that what we need to do is open it up in good ways. So we can do that with each hand. You might try that in your left hand. So take your right hand and go between the fingers of your left hand now. And I used to do that with 2 fingers each day. But then when I get a little stretchier, I can put 3 in there and really dig in. So I'm opening up that fascia, opening up the skin, and it allows me to get my hand a little further apart. So that's an exercise you could do before you play the piano each time you do it. Good to do, just for a couple of minutes. Let's go back to our right hand. I'm going to give you a pattern. We're going to go 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Just wave at me in that pattern. Off we go. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time, exactly the same way. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Can you do this for me when we sing that longer note, or when I'm singing that longer note? Can you stretch toward your camera? Okay. And now I'm going to do another pattern. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold on to that 1 and stretch toward the camera. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I invite you to sing while you do that, because you know the song that we're now playing with our fingers, but you can sing along. So let's try it from the beginning.
Before you start there, David, just make sure your hand is in front of the screen.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Good for me. I'm not looking at myself, I'm looking at all of you. There we go. So I'll do both of them and then it's going to be your turn. Ready? 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. That's fabulous. Well done. Let's do it one more time. This time, just do it with me. Here we go. And off we go. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. I'm going to give you another pattern now. And that's going to do this. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. I'll do that one more time, a little longer. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And now let's mirror that. You do what I'm doing with me. And 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Fantastic. And now one more pattern. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. We're going to do 2 long ones with a 1. Here we go. With me. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. Fantastic. Who can remember the first pattern we did? Can anybody remember it? Do you want to show us? I think I see, I don't know all your names, but I think I see Darlene with her hand. Can you show us what it is, Darlene? Would you mind? Remember the first pattern we did. That's fantastic. Yes. So let's all do it with her. Here we go. And 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. And then that second pattern was 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so what we've now got is all of the fingers we need to play that beautiful melody of Si vuol lauret. And so I'm going to now figure out if we can find a way to the keyboard. What I'm not sure about is whether you're going to be able to see my keyboard. So let me just try that. Turning on the video. And you won't be able to see it unless the keyboard talks. So I'm going to try this now, a little bit of technological change. Can you still hear me?
Good job, David.
We can hear you. And I can see something that says Ruble Music. Can everybody else see Ruble Music?
Okay. And now you should be able to hear me. And you should be able to see a keyboard in a minute, because I've been talking. There we have a keyboard, a little faded, but I think it will come into focus momentarily. There we go.
If anyone is having trouble.
So now we're up on the keyboard. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me speaking? Good. You've got your keyboard in front of you. And what we want to do is orient ourselves to the keyboard now. So I learned this from Dear Diantha. I've been teaching keyboard playing for years, and I say, look for the group of 3 black keys and look for the group of 2 black keys. And she said, oh, we could call those triplets and twins, and that's way more fun. So can you find all of the triplets on your piano, the black key triplets? So there's a group right here on my piano, take your right hand and maybe play all of them at once. And you get a nice little sound. You can use finger 2, 3, and 4 to do that. And then go and find all the other groups, all the other triplets on the piano, all the other groups of triplets. So there's another one above, going this way, going right, and then going right again. I'm out of the screen now, and then going right again. And if I start right in front of me, I can also, with my right hand, go all the way down the keyboard. And down here, and way down here. And so something to be aware of in terms of when we're talking about music, we talk about pitch. That's the way a sound is determined to be higher, or lower. And we heard wonderful Binny's voice singing those beautiful high-pitched notes. And I think tomorrow we're going to be fortunate enough to hear Nicholas sing some lower-pitched notes. And so on the piano, the high-pitched notes, the higher ones, are to the right, up this way, and the lower ones are to the left. So we've got our group of 3 black keys, the triplets, and we can find the higher ones. You just keep looking for the higher ones again, and then look for the lower ones with your right hand. Down to the basement, to the bottom. Okay, the bottom of the C. And then there's the twins. So the group of 2 black keys. So take your left hand and find all the group of 2 black keys, starting in the middle, right in front of you. Let's go down this time. So go lower, and then go lower again, and then go lower again, right off the keyboard. And then you can go higher as well. So in the middle, and here, and here, and then way upstairs. I have to really stretch to get that, and that's good to do. So you can feel, in a cool game you could play tomorrow, later tonight or tomorrow, is try playing all the groups of 3 and the groups of 2 all the way on the keyboard. So all the way down and all the way back up. That can be something to just orient yourself to the up and down on the keyboard. So we're going to go back to our finger patterns. Look for the triplets. And can you find the pitch that is directly below the triplets? And that's going to be a white key. And so the way on the piano that things, or organ, that keys work is that they're all right next to each other. And these are all called half steps. So directly below the group of 3 black keys, a half step below on the white key there, that's the note called F. And that's where we're going to start. So you're now simply going to put a finger over each of the keys. So it should look something like this. And then you simply play our pattern that Darlene remembered so well. It goes 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play it and you play it. And your turn. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Would somebody be able to show us what that sounds like on their piano? Anybody be willing to show us that? You'll have to unmute because we can't see you. Anyone? It's okay. Maybe somebody be brave the next time I ask that. So here's 3, 3, 2, 3, 4 again. Very good. Now, you're going to take your hand and you're going to move it over to the next note above where your 4th finger was, so that your 3rd finger is here. It's in the middle of the group of 3. That pitch is called A. So what I've done is done this. Where my 4th finger is, now I'm going to move over so my 3rd finger is on the note right above it. And now I'm going to play 4, 3, 2, 1. And the only difference now is my fourth finger is going to go on this black key because it wants to be a half step above where my third finger is. This is the most cool melody. I have been so privileged to take this apart. Notice how this starts. It starts with a half step down, goes down by a half step, and here. And now we move up here, and it goes up by a half step. That's just genius composition in a way. It's really, really cool. One mirror image of the other. So let's try those two together. Here we go. Starting on the F, right below the group of 3. And we'll slow it down a bit. 1, 2, off we go. 2, 3, 4. Moving our hand over so the third finger is above, and we've got the first 2 phrases. Could somebody show us what theirs sounds like, what your piano sounds like? Would somebody be willing to do that? Please, 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 please.
Can you do that second part again? I totally lost that. I don't even know what you're
I
doing.
think you need to unmute yourself, though.
Can you do the second part again there? Because I
Sorry, I realize
me.
I can't hear you. Go ahead.
The second part of it, can you do it again? Because I kind of got lost there.
Absolutely. Just a sec, folks. I'm going to do something different with my sound here. Hang on a minute. Okay. The technological fun of this all. And I'll turn this up. So yes, sorry about that. And now I'll be able to hear you if you have a question. So here is my second part. I'm starting on this. If you look for the group of 3 black keys, and it's 1 note below the top one. So it's here that I want to start. And it's, remember the pattern is 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that'll do this. Let's all try that again together. I'll do it. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's all do it together one more time. Okay. Is that better for you? Yeah, cool. Fantastic. Fantastic. So putting those 2 phrases together now, and in music what we do is we talk about phrases, notes that are strung together in short collections. And just like in language, we try to make sense of, we put words together to make an idea make sense. And that's what happens in the music. So the first phrase is 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. And the second phrase, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the only difference is we move over to do it. So I'll play it for you. And then my hand moves up and I go. Okay. How about that? Can I have thumbs up if that seems to work more or less? Thumbs sort of sideways if it's still a bit weird, or just do that if it's not happy. Okay, it looks sort of mostly happy, which is good. Now we're going to stay right where we are, and we're going to play 3, 4, 5, 4. I better do it with my right hand. I'm sorry. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And on the keyboard, that'll sound like this. Remember where we are? Starting on that note A, it's called, where we just were. Isn't that beautiful? Let's do that with me now. So starting on the note just below the top part of the triplets, right in the middle here. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 4, now the next phrase, we're going to just go back to where we started, to that note F, and we're going to play 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just move your hand over and play another 1 with your thumb there. So I'll do that last one again. Okay, let's all do it together one more time. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Fantastic. And then you remember when I asked what was the first one we learned, and Darlene so bravely said, oh, I can do that. Now you can all do it. We go back to what we did at the beginning. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. And we follow that with the second half. So this piece is really beautifully constructed in that it starts with something. It's got those first 2 phrases. If we colored them, say, red, they'd be the red phrases. And then we do something different. That might be the blue phrases. And then we do the red phrases again. So I'm going to show you that in my hand. Maybe you can show me. There's the red phrase. And let's do a different gesture for the blue phrase. And then show me when the red phrase starts again. So I'm going to ask you to use that for red. Here we go. I can't see your hands. Show me your left hands in the screen so we can see what's happening. Here we go. This is the red phrase. And we do that second part of it. Now I'm going to do something different. So you do something different. Doesn't matter what. And then we do something else different. And now we go back to what we started with. And it's kind of like coming home again, isn't it? Oh, I'm back in my house and everything's happy. And there it is. And you've got the whole hymn all ready to play. So let's all try it together. I would like to be able to show you the score, but that seems to be something we aren't going to be able to do tonight. So if you can see the music sheet, that might help remind you of what's there. I can show you vaguely what I mean. You might be able to see it in your screen. If I hold it in my camera, it looks like this. It's looking like it's backwards to me, but I think it's okay for you guys. And so what's happening here is that at the beginning, we have those first 2 phrases, the red zone there, and that happens exactly the same notes. Whoops, I'm going off the screen. I can see it there. That happens exactly the same notes in the bottom line as well. So you can see that the first phrase and the last phrase, the 4th line, are exactly the same in terms of the music. Of course, the words are different, but the music's exactly the same. And then we do something different in the blue zone, where we're playing those other patterns. So I'm going to hold that there as I play this. I think I can do this. I can't do it so you can see my fingers, but you'll be able to hear me. Maybe you can sing along or play along. And then we do another one. Now I'm playing the different stuff. Second line. And now I'm playing the 3rd line. And now I'm going to go back to the 4th, do the 4th line, which is just the same as the 1st. Isn't that great? So beautiful. Would somebody else be willing to show us one of those lines, I'll hold that there, and that'll remind you. Somebody be brave. I know there are brave people up there in the north of Labrador. Go for it. Yeah. Fantastic.
That's great. Thank
Fantastic. Well done. Fantastic. That's two wonderfully brave people. Well done. That's fabulous. Let's all give them a round of applause. Thanks for sharing that. Hooray. I'll encourage you to go very slowly. There's never anything wrong with being slow, because that helps our fingers learn the muscle memory. I was saying to folks last night, I learned to walk in my grandmother's kitchen, and my first journey in life walking was from my mother to my grandmother across the floor. I don't remember doing it, of course, because I was only 9 months old, but I heard about this forever. My grandmother always said, "It's first walk to me, dear." And I know I would have fallen down many times. I know I probably started and got halfway there and fell over and went back to mommy crying. And I know that I had lots of attempts, but eventually, slowly, methodically, and surely, I learned how to negotiate being upright and being able to walk across the floor. So practicing the piano, learning to do it well, and going nice and slowly is a really good idea, because it helps get our fingers in a really good pattern. So please, bear that in mind as you're practicing. There's no hurry to get there. We're all going to the same place. So one more game to play. We've got our fingers that work really well. Could you try doing that with both hands at the same time now? So I'm going to give the numbers again. Just hold your hands up to the screen. Maybe you can imitate somebody else. And so we have, oh, you can see my hands in two ways. I'll do it this way. Here we go. So it is 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. And remember, we had to move our hands apart. So let's do that now, a little bit apart. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Same fingers in each hand. And now we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to move our hand back toward each other. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. And then we do what we started with, the red phrase. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. We move them apart. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you do that on the piano, you get a beautiful harmony. You'll get the melody in the right hand, the soprano part, and then we've got a bass part to play in the left hand. So I'm going to show you how that works, and then I'll hold that up as something you might try over the next day. Practice a little bit in the morning. Play it for your dog. I see a border collie there in the background, somebody's house. And so you can practice playing for your dog, practice playing for your partners, your kids in your house, but not a whole lot in a row. So maybe for 5 minutes, you try something, come back and do it a couple hours later for 5 minutes, come back a little later for 5 minutes, and you'll find that it gets really good. So I'm going to play these two hands together now. You can watch me on the keyboard if you want to try it with me, but maybe just watch for now. So what I'm doing is playing the same fingers in each hand, and here's what it'll sound like. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. We're actually starting on the same note, on the F, the one below the third finger. There we go. I'm just going to leave my left hand where it is and move this one down to the F. And a magic thing happens with the left hand. It climbs up to there. And now, here I am all ready to go. And I separate them. And I have a beautiful, beautiful hymn that you can play in two parts. So to just get you oriented, look for the group of 3 black keys. You're going to play on that F right here with the right hand. The other group of 3 black keys in the left hand, and you're going to play on the A, the one that's in the middle. And now you go opposite directions. Let's try it. 3 same fingers off. We'll go a bit slower. 1, 2, here we go. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to move to the other notes, which go 1 step up or 1 step down, depending which hand you're in. So now I've got this orientation, kind of the opposite way. My left hand's at the bottom of the group of 3, the right hand's at the middle of the group of 3. And we go again. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we stay right where we are, and we play. 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Keep your left hand where it is. Move your right hand back to the F. So now both hands are on the F. And we do 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then this cool thing happens in the left hand. You cross over and you use your thumb to play that. So that left hand does this. Goes straight up here. So it's this nice little elegant thing where the thumb happens, the second finger goes over, and the thumb crawls up, sort of like crawling through the floor. So that fourth phrase. It's the only bit that's tricky. And now you're right where you want to be to finish it off. Exactly the same as it was for the first phrase. And we move over 1 step. And it's the end. And you've got a gorgeous hymn. Okay? Are there any questions? Probably lots of questions. That's okay. Anybody got some questions they want to ask?
I got cut off right when you're just starting on the second hand or your left hand.
Okay.
So this lesson should be on the Facebook page after?
We hope it'll be all recorded and you'll be able to look at it on the Facebook page. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, should be there.
Can you write down like the numbers you use, the 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, those ones?
Yep, they are actually, we made a copy, so on the website or on the Facebook site, all the music notes are there and you can see the numbers for the pitches. What I would show you is that the numbers are located, actually I'll show you here, folks. That's perhaps a little easier, just a minute.
I can try to help with that too, David, if you like.
Absolutely. So you can see if I hold this right up to the camera, right at the beginning here, oops, that first pitch has a little number 3 beside it. It's pretty vague on there, but you'll be able to see it on the Facebook site, I think. And that's saying that's the 3rd finger. So I think that'll give you the orientation. I don't put all the finger numbers in, but I put most of them wherever you have to move your hand. So I think you'll be okay. And if not, write us a question in the Facebook line and we'll be happy to try to help you, I promise. We'll monitor that, especially tomorrow. There's also a really cool video of Michelle playing these things with her fingers, and so you can sort of watch that, and there are colors coming out of the keys. So have a look around and you may find some help to do some of this stuff. Are there any other questions? Thank you for your patience with all of the technology. It's been a good challenge, but that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We can rise to it with good humor, hey? And you're all really wonderful, brave people for doing this. And thank you for playing, Nakumik, for playing such a beautiful piece. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous hymn. It's almost 400 years old. And isn't it amazing that we can be playing a hymn together in this very strange environment and yet being able to make beautiful music. So Nakumik for this, and tomorrow we'll learn a little more about that hymn and maybe another 1 or 2 things as well. So I'm going to stop now, and I think Miss Kelly's going to have a couple of things to tell us.
Tom, did you want me to wait until tomorrow to end on time, or do you want me to take a few minutes?
Yeah, what would people like to do? We're running about, I think we're running about 15 minutes over already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we can, no, we lost a lot of time for technology. So would people like to call it an evening and then we'll pick up with this tomorrow? Does that, how do people feel about that? Yep. Okay.
I think that might be best, and Kelly and I can figure out how we're going to make that work for tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sorry, folks. I thought I had my time zone figured out. So
no, that's okay. So just a couple of things before we leave for tonight. First of all, again, thank you for being so brave and for putting up with the technological challenges. We're going to try really hard to work out some of the things so that we don't have the same challenges tomorrow. And we will begin tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I will send around an email that has the code to log in for 6:45, and also on the Facebook site there'll be a summary of the lesson for today, and particularly that music sheet that has the notes and the fingering and the names to be able to play Si vous voulez Lorit with your right hand, and also in that mirror version that David has been showing us. So if you can, take 5 minutes 3 times tomorrow and try that out. And by the time we get together tomorrow evening, then I think we'll feel ready to move on with that and perfect it. And then I think we're also going to move on and start working on Amazing Grace as another hymn to work on. Okay. Mm-hmm. So once again, Nakumik to everybody. And if you have any questions, put them into the discussion on the Facebook, and we will carry on tomorrow. Okay? All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Nakumik.
That's an eye.
Dave, can you hear me? Is he gone?
Here I am. Okay, you got a question, my dear?
Yes, sir. Are you planning to stay online or just?
Yeah, if you've got a question, we can try to help you. Sure.
Okay. Can you just go over quickly the left-handed lesson?
The left hand is exactly the same fingers as the right hand. So you're kind of playing a mirror image. So if you remember that we were going 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, you just do the same thing with each hand. And then to put that on the keyboard, you're kind of playing like a mirror of itself. So you start, look for the group of 3 black keys, and you're going to start just below the top one right here.
Yes.
So where the right hand moved to, that's where the left hand starts. So we're starting here, and we just simply play. And then I'm going to move my hands apart, and I kind of go to the reverse positions. Okay, now I stay there, I don't move anywhere, and I just go in a mirror image, out and back, and then 4, 3, 2. It's kind of lovely. I don't move my left hand, I keep it right where it is. I'm going to move my right hand back to where it started. Same thing, we go in opposite directions. And here's the little strange thing. You just kind of crawl up with your left hand to get to there. So that last bit is thumb, second finger, first finger. And you stay right where you are, and you've already played the first part before, so you just return. And we separate those, and then it ends up here. It's all done.
Okay, I'll have to.
Okay,
figure out my
you'll get it.
brain
Oh yeah, I know. And you know what? It comes by just doing it a bit. And I would practice with the right hand until that feels really comfortable, and then try it with the left hand. Maybe do the hands apart, and then and look at the music sheet as well. That might help you a little bit.
Yeah.
To see where the numbers are.
So my left-handed 3 is right where the 3 is on my right hand. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
You got it.
Right on. As long as I know where my 3s are, I think I got it.
Exactly. It's just the 3 will orient you to where you want to be. Exactly. That's right. Good for you.
Okay,
You'll figure it out. We have every confidence. And then Sabina, go in opposite directions. So when you're in your left hand, play the same fingers as your right hand are playing. So 3 and then 2, opposite directions, like a mirror. It sounds really good. You've got the melody down, so well done. Yeah. And so you can practice with your left hand doing the same fingers, but you'll get different pitches then. You'll hear 2 parts. Just try that first one again. So starting with your 3rd fingers, and then go to your 2nd finger in both hands.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it.
That's fantastic. And then it creates a harmony.
I see. Okay.
Well
Okay.
done.
You got it. Well done. That's fantastic. That's so cool. It sounds good both ways. You were playing the melody in both hands before, but that's fine. But if you can make a harmony, that's really lovely. You'll have 2 parts.
Sabina, did you play keyboard before this?
No.
Yeah.
But I know how to play the chords on a guitar and a mandolin.
Amazing.
Okay.
Regula Shuli, before she passed away, tried to teach me before I left, and I didn't keep up with it. But no, this is still like first steps. I could
We're off
hear
to
the
an
music.
incredible start.
So I know
It's
how
really
to,
good.
I know how to listen as much as I can play. So
Yeah.
but now I got to figure out this left hand. Left hand.
It'll get easier. It's
Yes.
fine. That was great. That was really good. So well done.
Well, lots of
Congratulations.
practice.
Absolutely. Like everything.
How much time do you suggest in practicing every day?
Oh, I would do little bits. So practice for a few minutes in the morning, and then a few minutes at lunch, and a few minutes in the afternoon. Don't try to do it great long hauls, because you get tired, but your brain will function better if you do it a little bit at a time, just a little bit, 5 or 10 minutes, lots of times a day. You're welcome, Nakumi.
So helpful.
Good night.
Fun. You have a
See you
good night.
soon. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.